suits, or just need business cards that will get you the new job you've been looking for, Patriot Printing USA has got you covered with the best prices around. Palm cards, brochures, bumper stickers, door hangers, you name it, we've got it. PatriotPrintingUSA.com. That's PatriotPrintingUSA.com.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
It is better to settle these matters in the courts than on the streets, and new laws are needed at every level. But law alone cannot make men see right.
Here I am. Send me. It's 7:21. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening, finally, to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. Sometimes, running a live stream all by yourself with 13 different cameras and microphones and computers and things like that, you make a little mistake here every now and then. Joining me now in studio is Edie Vogel.
I brought you good luck this morning.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
To get you on the air, so I assume you're just getting on the air.
Yeah, just now.
All right.
Essentially. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing the show there for like 15 minutes, but nobody on YouTube could see me because. Long story.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, yes.
But we're glad you're here. Merry Christmas.
Same to you all.
Yeah.
And everybody else.
Yeah, we've got we've been experimenting with like new cameras and microphones and expanding things like that. Thanks to generous donations from people like yourself, Edie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We've been able to upgrade to a really nice new camera setup and a nice new microphone there on your.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to worry about like looking at me. Or
right,
like
and it's also that I don't feel like I'm corralled into a stall.
Exactly. You're not exactly what I'd have to corral you like cattle.
Well, speaking of cattle, I heard this morning on the news up in Canada that a herd of dairy cows were spooked and they ran from wherever they were situated in Canada, and they've been prowling around out in the woods for like 2 or 3 weeks now. Nobody can find. Well, they know that they're coming out at night, but they're hiding in the woods. And it was the funniest story because nobody wants to be responsible to go in to try to find them and get them back to where they're supposed to be. And now, being a city girl and their milk cows, here's my question to the farm world out there. What happens if they don't get milked?
That's actually a good question. I'm sure that we probably got some farmers who tune in. Yeah. So what happens to a milk cow if it doesn't get milk? Yeah. It makes a lot of noise, that's for sure.
Okay, well, it's like I said. City girl. I don't know. I mean, I have milked a cow as a young kid. I had friends who had a dairy farm here in town,
Hmm.
and that was one of the things I learned
Hmm.
being in grade school with kids that lived out on the farm was to milk a cow. But if
So
they
you
don't,
have milked a cow?
yeah, very very gently.
I have nipples, Edie. Can you milk me?
And I knew you were going to go off in some tangent about some vulgar thing. But anyway, I'm hoping that up in Quebec that
Mhm.
they can find those poor dairy cows and get them back to where they belong. But the big thing was nobody.
Hmm. Keep going.
She kept saying, I'm in high heels and a dress. I'm not prancing out there to go get them." And I thought, oh yeah, woke people, more woke people.
If you're just tuning into the Wake Up America show, I'm Austin Peterson, and you are listening to Edie Vogel, who's joining us in studio. It's nice. It's Christmas week, Edie,
Yeah,
so it's time
yes.
for us to celebrate and
Yes.
to enjoy ourselves. And I've kind of let myself go a little bit in the last few months. So it's after Christmas, though.
I
It's
know
time
New
for me
Year's resolutions start up all over again.
Yeah, and I did pretty good at the beginning this year, and I lost like 20
I know.
pounds, and I've gained 15 of it back.
Okay, well,
So
get busy.
I'm at least 5 down. Okay, so
And I know you can do it because you did it.
yes,
And
I've done it before, so I will do it
you know
again.
what the routine is.
Yes, yeah. So I'm getting a little bit of a loss on your microphone there, Edie.
All right.
Let me mess with it and get it turned up a little bit. Okay, count to 10 for me, will you?
1, 2, 3.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we're back.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
just try not to tap it too much.
All
if you
right.
can.
I'll keep my fingers away from it. Milk those cows.
Milk those cows. You can text the show again at 573-319-1586. Hey, Edie, Elon Musk ran a poll on Twitter.
Now, I have been following this.
Okay.
And once again, we have a wonderful Musk knows what he's doing.
Right.
And I know I heard it with
Okay.
my big ears that he did do that,
That he took a poll on whether or not he should step down.
but then he pulled it back.
Well,
Now, I know I saw the number 57%
yeah.
to zip him out.
So you have been paying attention.
Yes, see?
I'm glad.
Yes. Yeah, because I'm following him because
That's why we keep you on the news. We keep you in here.
because he is going to what he's done, which you do not hear from the mainstream media and our local paper here in town, is that he's letting this stuff out.
Well, he is, and the thing is that he has. So he did this poll, and he says, "I will abide by the results of this poll."
Okay,
And
right.
he says, and the results were that he should step down. So if he takes, I don't think he should step down.
No, but I think there's a method to his madness.
Hopefully,
Along with the way Trump, puts out, like last week when Trump put out his big announcement,
Mhm.
and it was about some kind of trading cards, and
Yes.
in a couple hours they were all sold
Did
out.
you buy one, Edie?
No, I didn't buy one, but I'm just saying we're still being hoodwinked into believing that he has lost his
Mojo.
and I think he hasn't. It's all coming from the bad press that we have to listen to
I think okay, you make a good point, and
and
I
read.
might not agree
Listen
with
and
you.
read.
Yes. Now here's the thing. Tesla, his other company,
Yeah,
it's
he's
suffering.
he's well, a lot. I'm going to lay claim here. I am not a fan of electric cars.
Okay.
Okay, and for the price you have to pay for them,
Mhm.
and is a battery like $12,000, 15, 18, and
Yeah, they're expensive.
I'm paying attention here in Capital City, Missouri,
Mhm.
and there are a lot of Teslas
Hmm.
on the road here in town. So then I'm thinking, I'm hoping, I guess those people do actually live here. So if they can afford those Teslas and plug them up every night, plug them in every night, it seems like they are. Well, I don't think they'll ever catch on unless the government says we can't ever have a gasoline powered car,
You
which
don't
we're
think-
coming to that. But
Yeah, the problem is that without corresponding nuclear energy, it's just not feasible for us
No,
to be
because
able
we
to.
haven't got the power grid to
Right.
fire up all those cars.
Yeah, because we have leftists standing in our way from
true.
building the kind of nuclear power
Yes.
plants that would be able
Yes.
to be necessary. Right now, it's going to be a luxury thing. It's just something that we're going to have to deal with
Right.
until we can build more nukes.
And what's that all? I mean, why can't?
Yeah, it's a whole other problem.
And solar's not the answer.
No, solar's not the answer. It's only. I mean, solar could work in small little areas like to power like one house.
Sure.
But like they have them in stadiums, for example, and they have like these giant solar arrays that are supposed to power stadiums, but they power like one bathroom for like 3 hours. You have to get all day, so it's not really that feasible. We're going to go to a commercial break, but when we get back, Mike Pence is preparing for an announcement.
Oh God.
Yeah. Mike Pence 2024. We'll talk about all that when we get back on the Wake Up America Show at wakeupamerica.show.com.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
American conservatism is distinct, like America is distinct from the United Kingdom. American conservatism's roots comes out of the Wild West, out of pioneerism. The difference between American conservatives and European conservatives is that Americans are cowboys. We are that God, guns, gold, and girls. It's wild here. And we should stay that way. We shouldn't allow a European version of conservatism to come and infect us here. We like it wide open spaces here, deep in the heart of Texas and all that.
Austin's wife. I want to thank you all for watching the Wake Up America Show with Austin Peterson. This show has been a huge venture for our family, so we would love it if you could join us.
I believe in liberty, and I believe in Austin's ability to spread the ideas of liberty. Do you?
I want to ask you today to join Peterson's Patriots with a pledge of $17.76 a month. Help us to stay cancel-proof so we can spread the message of limited government across the country. I joined Peterson's Patriots myself, just in a little different way. Visit wakeupAmericaShow.com/support and make your pledge today.
Hey, it's Austin. Thanks for watching and listening to the Wake Up America Show. 2022 has been an exciting year for the Peterson household. Steffi and I celebrated our first anniversary, and my new radio program, The Austin Peterson Show, was syndicated in St. Louis just over a month ago. There have been some challenging times, but with the help and support of good friends like you, we've been able to come out even stronger at the end of this year than when we started. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to the Cantina crew, especially Camelia Peterson, Tolly Owens, Jamie Marie Pope, Chris Morrill, Matt Unruh, Quest Fanning, Elizabeth Fanning Press, Tina Martin Goodrick, John Rail, Jasper Logan, Kathy Jo Loy, Edie Vogel, Grant Sundberg, Anna DePalm, Doug Hill, Andy Opperman, Lyle and Lori Rosberg, John Peterson, John Mashurik, Ava Lavasco, Leslie Scott Russell, Liberty Liss, Pam Ames, Cecilia Harden, Mary Kramer, and dozens more than I could list here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and may your days be merry and bright with a Happy New Year.
Hello, I'm I'm George. Thank you for watching the Wake Up America show with my dad. Today, I'd like to share with you 3 reasons why you should visit Dad's online store at apforlibertyshop.com. Number 1, you can get exclusive freedom-loving merch designed by AP himself or me mum, Steffi. Liberty Laura has made some designs as well, and blimey, they are great. Number 2, most of these products are so wicked that they aren't even allowed to be advertised on Facebook or Instagram. Modern machine guns and a proper keychain. Plus, our Grover Cleveland t-shirt is so spicy apparently that leftists on Facebook specifically banned it from appearing on the website. Number 3, you're supporting liberty lovers just like you. Spend your money where you earn it, and you help me pups build a community that supports what you believe. Bloody hell, this commercial is running too long. Gotta run. Bye now. Don't forget to visit apforlibertyshop.com. That's apforlibertyshop.com.
Good morning, Rise and Freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com. We have got a very exciting announcement that's got to be made. I just found out we got some breaking news. For those who are excited and interested in following the career of conservatives, people like Edie Vogel. Edie, would you like to make your announcement?
Well, I've decided I want to run for city council here in the city of Jefferson again. I served numerous years ago, and the rules changed where if you're the charter changed where you can if you were term limited, you could never come back.
Right.
And they changed the charter a couple of years ago, and I ran 2 years ago. I ran a fairly decent race, but when you put your name on a ballot against the incumbent, it can be kind of tedious.
How does that make everybody feel?
So the incumbent is finished. Her term is finished, and so I jumped right in.
All right, Edie.
Yeah.
Very exciting. That is breaking news right there. We are the first people to report that here. Big breaking national news.
Yeah, now I have some dots to cross and some, what's that expression? T's to cross and dot. You know what I'm trying to say. But
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I'm
say
half signed up, okay?
Oh my God, that's funny stuff.
Yeah, funny stuff. It's funny.
All right, congratulations. All right. Well, so you on the city council, and with Ron Fitzwater as the mayor of Jefferson City, we might actually return to some kind of a semblance of conservative governorship here. It makes me.
That's one reason I was prompted to do it. I have a lot of respect for Ron Fitzwater, and he and the other council members that I have supported over the years, they need help.
Yes.
So if so far Ron is unopposed, and
because let's be honest, Edie. Let's be honest.
We are led by very, very stupid people. Very, very stupid people.
Well, yes. I just feel like I still got a little bit of
piss and vinegar.
But I want to contribute to getting our city up to speed a little bit.
Man, this is breaking news. We got to send out a press release or something, Edie, because this is huge.
Well, you just made the announcement, so that's good enough.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
and we're
Thank
very
you.
excited to hear that Edie Vogel is running for the council of Jefferson City.
Yes.
Town council.
Yeah.
When is Rudy Veit going to retire is what I want to know.
Well, he has. Those guys can serve 4 2-year terms, total of 8 years. So
you know what I should do?
I've lost track of how many terms he's got left. I think he's got I think he's halfway through.
You know what I should do is I should do what Elon Musk did, where he ran a poll on whether he should step down his Twitter, and I should post a poll on Twitter that says, "Should I run for Missouri State House of Representatives when Rudy Veit retires?" I will abide by the results of this poll, just like Elon Musk did.
Yeah.
And then it'll be the worst thing is they're like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, man.
all righty. Well, that's
Okay.
great news. She's
Yeah.
going to clean up Kansas. She's going to clean up Jeff City.
Yeah.
She's going to bring Jeff City into the 20th century.
20th century.
Says Chris Morrill. Very funny, Chris. We get the joke. We get the joke.
Yeah.
I's to cross and T's to dot.
I know. Okay. Well, I can't help it. I'm all tongue-tied all the time.
That's not the right one either. The radio
Cross.
the radio show is local to Kentucky, right? Somebody's asking about the 2 p.m. show. It does get in all the way down into Kentucky, actually. They got the new radio
Yes,
show,
yes,
the one that's out
yes.
in St. Louis.
Yeah.
They got the tower up,
You were yeah.
50,000 watts. So you're going to be. I think you'll be able to hear it in Jefferson City.
Pick it up here in town.
People hear it in town. It goes all the way to Columbia, and they can hear it all the way out in Illinois and down in Kentucky.
Wow.
So maybe
Cool.
even Chris Morrill down in Cape Girardeau might be able to hear us. We're not entirely sure, but it'd be on the AM side of things. So you can text the show today at 573-319-1586. That's 573-319-1586 if you want to weigh in. All right, so let's talk about the news, Edie. That's almost as big a news as your announcement. Mike Pence says his decision on seeking national office is coming in 2023.
Okay.
Mike Pence is a very conservative man.
Yeah, but
You just seem very skeptical.
well, he's wimpy.
Wait,
Well, I don't know how else to describe.
Why don't we bring you on, Edie? Because you crack me up.
well,
All right. So what do you mean he's wimpy? What did you want him to do? Overturn the results of the election?
He had the constitutional ability to do that. And all they wanted to do that day was to ask the states whether they were going to send in their votes, by the rules and regulations that the Constitution allowed to not certify the race.
How dare you?
And he could have done that, and it
But he
wasn't
didn't-
breaking the Constitution.
But he saw it as his constitutional duty to certify the votes that the electors took.
That's the difference between him and me.
Okay.
Because I feel like that he did have, there is that provision in the Constitution with the state's electors
Mm-hmm.
that the state senators, and Hawley was one of them.
Mhm.
He kind of wanted to see that kind of action maybe being discussed.
Did you see that video of him running like hell from the Capitol?
I know. But you got to hand it to them, and I think Senator Schmidt is going to be
Eric Schmidt.
excellent too. Yes.
I think Eric Schmidt's going to be even better.
Yes.
Honestly, I think because he's not kind of tainted by the baggage of that the January 6th thing, whereas Hawley kind of like has that.
I know, but
that millstone around his neck.
I just can't get it out of my mind
Mhm.
because it was explained multiple times by lawyer
Mhm.
Mark Levin, and he has his show, on Sunday nights on Fox.
Mhm.
And when all that was going down,
What does Bill O'Reilly say about it?
Bill
How
O'Reilly,
does Bill feel about it?
he never talked about last night he was talking about how all the charges that the January 6th committee is bringing up, and trying
Against Trump.
yeah, that's he doesn't believe in any of that. He doesn't think any of that stuff will stick because there's no counterbalance with defense. It's just all them.
It's all prosecute,
Yes. Yeah.
and there's no
Yeah.
response to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but I really think back to Mark Levin
Mhm.
and he has a way, he gets a little loud every once in a while, then he'd come back down, the way he talks, but he makes sense. He can refer a layperson like me to the Constitution that I understand it. And that was the thing that made me angry about the January 6th, meeting of the states through their elected officials that,
Will Perry over in the live stream thinks that Pence is as electable as Liz Cheney.
yeah, well, that's the way. Good for him. I agree.
Yes, I probably true. I mean, I just feel like if this was before the Trump era, Mike Pence might have been an attractive candidate to a
That's
lot
true.
of conservatives.
That's
because he kind of does resemble he sort of represents the old guard of the conservative Republican Party. But like you say, he does come off as wimpy, right? If somebody like myself, I have to say that, that Mike Pence does come off as kind of a limp noodle, if you will.
Yeah.
So Ron DeSantis does not come off as a limp noodle.
No, and I like DeSantis.
Does not have any of the baggage that Trump has.
No, I know.
But has all the same good policies
Absolutely.
that Trump has.
Absolutely.
Right? Getting rid of critical race theory in schools, fighting against the woke nonsense and social justice warriors.
He's done it down in Florida enough to where people flock down there to live. And, I think I find it interesting in his regards to Disney. Disney, I know the first Disneyland was in California, but when they went down and opened up Disney World in Orlando, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now trust me, no, I have never been to any of that stuff, but I see it as I think it has served its purpose.
That they're done.
And I think that DeSantis and his legislative folks down there saw something going on wrong with that whole organization.
Can I ask you something can I ask you a different topic before we move on here? I want to, because in the next segment, we're going to talk about a mom who's banning Christmas gifts for her kids this year. This is a topic I want to get your take on. Tucker Carlson apparently did you see this headline? Tucker Carlson let Mike Tyson smoke weed at his house.
Didn't see that. I mean, I don't know.
Apparently Tucker had Mike Tyson stay at his place.
Okay.
And Mike Tyson smoked a truckload of weed at Tucker Carlson's house.
All right.
Your thoughts?
Well, a little different. Unless who's the guy? Tyson?
Mike Tyson.
The fighter?
Yeah.
Are you talking about medical marijuana?
Yeah.
Or recreational?
I think it's medical. I think I'm pretty sure they're smoking a lot of it but it's at Tucker Carlson's house.
Okay.
And Tucker is like,
All right. Now let me think. Where do we think Tucker lives? On the East Coast somewhere?
I think Tucker lives in Maine.
Oh, Maine.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. That's kind of a
Come on.
It's
weigh in on that one for me.
A little disappointed.
Oh, okay. All right.
That he would I don't know what his status is with children in the house.
That's another good question there.
I mean, and if it's legal in the state they were in, you got that to contend with.
Okay, yeah. On the DeSantis question, Quest Fanning weighed in and says DeSantis actually has actions to take on issues and doesn't scare the normies. That's a good point. Tucker Tokes, cool, says Elizabeth Fanning Press. I was, I guess I'm not surprised that you do that, but I've one of these days, Edie, now that marijuana is legal in Missouri.
Would you please leave me alone about taking any gummy bears or smoking anything that has to do with mind-altering drugs? I have to
You love mind-altering drugs.
You booze, okay?
Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I just think that
Who thinks, hey, let's take a poll that Edie has to abide by. That when the stores open up shop here in Jefferson City for recreational cannabis here in Missouri, in Jefferson City, that you and I will go and just tour the shop together.
Tour the shop.
We will go tour the shop. You won't have to buy. I'm not saying you have to buy anything, although I'm not saying I'm not going to try and pressure you to. But I will tell you this, that we will go and we'll video it. And we will do a little video about you going and touring the dispensary.
Oh, okay.
Will you do that?
Oh, sure.
Will you commit to doing that?
You can drag me in there, but okay. I'm not interested in it at all.
Okay.
Okay.
So then we are going to take Edie on a tour of the dispensary. All right. And when we get back, a mom is banning Christmas gifts for her kids. And I think it's an awesome idea. We'll talk about that with Edie when we get back on the Wake Up America Show at wakeupamericashow.com.
Were you exposed to hazardous materials while serving in the military and have an illness or condition as a result?
If so, you may be eligible for VA benefits and services.
Whether you need health care or want to file a disability compensation claim related to military exposures, VA is here to help.
Visit va.gov/military-exposures to learn more and apply today.
If there wasn't going to be somebody who was a fiery champion of liberty, somebody who would get out there and who would be aggressive, and if they wouldn't do it with more fire or passion than I had, then I would go and I would fight this battle for us. I've fought for the principles that we all share. Parties tend to be secondary to me. We're here because we believe in the principles of liberty. I am not a perfect messenger, but I think I'm a damn good one. This is a replica of our first president's flintlock pistol. You have my full support, my respect, and my gun.
I think that the heart of my philosophy is much more libertarianism than well, that's the fashionable word these days, I guess. A conservative is no longer just that. He's a libertarian and always has been.
Yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything.
What is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government, get off my back, get out of my pocket, and let me have more control of my own destiny.
If I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors, what would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
It's me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
We wish you a freedom Christmas. We wish you a freedom Christmas. We wish you a freedom Christmas and a liberty New Year. Socialists and commies may try to convince you that the holiday's all about free stuff. But let's be honest, we all know whose wallet Santa's gifts are coming out of. There ain't no such thing as a free stocking. Santa is the only guy with a big white beard promising free stuff that we want anything to do with this holiday. And if you don't believe, you don't receive. It's a capitalist, consumerist holiday, and it's time for a Santa-sized stimulus. Get your free market merch at the AP for Liberty shop today and stuff your socialist sisters' stockings full of capitalist cheer. Ho, 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 ho! Good morning, it's 7:52. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening to the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericashow.com. Joining us in studio is our good friend and Jefferson City Council candidate, Edie Vogel. Hi, Edie.
Hello. Again this morning.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So excited to have you here.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah, we have fun.
We do have fun.
Yeah.
I think people are appreciative too when you're in here and joining us on the program, and we always get lots of good feedback, and that's why we invite you back nearly every week.
Well, thank you. I enjoy it.
Good, good. So it's time for us to talk about the news. I read this in the New York Post yesterday. Mother writes in and says, "I'm banning Christmas toys for my kids this year. They'll thank me later." Gabrielle Flores is a stay-at-home mom, and she says that when her kids rush out of bed on Christmas morning, there won't be a sea of gifts awaiting them under the family's Christmas tree. Not that because they've been naughty or that they can't afford to, but because they are doing this year a ban on gifting their children trendy toys and tangible presents. She says at the end of the day, it's just all junk. She says... Right. She says, I don't stress about buying Christmas gifts or toys for my kids. The holiday can still be magical without those things. So in October, she called it No Toys for Christmas, explaining she's instructed all of her close friends and family members to gift her little ones practical items or educational excursions like socks or trips to a local museum or tickets to a college sporting event. And now that's just kind of a trend, right? For 27,000 moms signed on to this called hashtag No Christmas Gifts. So no high-tech trinkets, no fashion dolls, no Fisher Price whatever, right? So it's only like practical items or educational excursions is what they call them. Your thoughts?
I have no problem with that. I can think back to my youth and Christmas, and there was 4 of us, and we were, ranged maybe 10 years separation from the oldest to the youngest. And I can truthfully say that my parents did not overwhelm us with Christmas presents. And it wasn't that they couldn't afford it. But I think it was like this lady is trying to say, she's trying to set, an example that they're more to Christmas. I think Christmas should be all year.
They play with them once or twice.
And that's it.
And then that's it. They don't play with the toys anymore. They never touch it again.
Well, I noticed with, now I'm on my great nieces and nephews. And if I'm go to their, they have one particular toy or stuffed animal that they latch onto, and you're right. Everything else kind of just it's not.
But here's the thing, excursions, right? So I mean, the problem with that is trips or excursions. It's easy to get a child a toy that's like $20, $30.
Yeah, but you put them in pack them up and have to go somewhere.
Yeah, an excursion is kind of like it's like much more expensive than a toy would be.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's a lot of logistical questions in there. So I mean, practical item, okay, buy them socks and then shut up and get on.
And you can't do that excursion stuff until they're become reasonable to know what they're even going to. I mean, that would be my opinion. You don't drag a 6-month-old baby to because they don't know.
Yeah. One of our exactly good point. One of our live stream friends, Hikaru, says, admittedly, a lot of people on the political right take quote fun is bad because it gets in the way of responsibility way too far. Probably true, right? With that conservative mindset that, especially like in Germantown here in Jefferson City, there's kind of this fun is we don't know how. That sort of puritanical mindset, right?
Yeah,
where it's like work. But it's like at some point, it's like you got to have fun and just let loose a little bit, Edie.
But now, Austin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know we've all been places where our families are gathered together, and everybody just sits there and gets their phone out and does their thing on the phone.
Yeah,
and I don't,
that's a good point.
That kind of that kind of bothers me.
Yeah, me too.
And I know I'm kind of
addicted.
guilty of it too.
I am too. But I'm addicted. Like I am open.
Have to have
my device on
your
me all the time.
device.
I'm checking, all
Yes.
this stuff
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
For the 8 and 9-year-olds to be glued to it.
I know.
That's not.
No, it's a good point. It's a good point.
Mhm.
All right, so we got to go to commercial break. When we get back, Camellia Peterson's going to join us, and we're going to talk about the most sinful city in the state of Missouri. What's your top guess? All right, give me one guess.
I told you earlier, Branson.
Branson. She says Branson is the most sinful city in Missouri.
I'm throwing that out
they
there.
shake their maracas
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. We'll hear from Camellia Peterson when we get back on the Wake Up America show at wakeupAmericaShow.com.
My name is Kelvin. Welcome to Frenchy Bush. This is my Dee-Dee's website. Now I've decided to speak to you with my real voice for the first time ever to tell you about how cool Frenchy Bush is. But I've decided that this is the perfect opportunity to share with you. Frenchy Bush is a good website. You should follow us on socials. If you like Frenchies or any kind of bulldogs, me and my new brother George are going to try to make your life more fun.
Hello, I'm George. My neck isn't really thick yet, but it will be. We are so glad